I still can't believe they kept me overnight. They haven't done that the other million times I've been arrested.
Maybe they thought the millionth and one warranted an overnight stay. So you could learn your lesson.
Well, if I haven't learned it by now.
Just no hope for you.
Seriously, though, what was the reason for holding me?
All right, you ready for this?
Yes, tell me.
Alice, I have defended you in front of many a judge.
Yes, you have. You are a fantastic defense attorney. That's actually why I married you.
I knew it. All right. You were chanting the F word directly below an open conference room where the mayor was holding a meeting.
Oh my God, Doherty, you dipstick. Why didn't he just close the window?
The AC in the room was on the fritz.
Wait. So he locked me up overnight for that? And I thought we were friends.
Alice, I would hardly call the two of you friends.
Hey, it's not my fault he got embarrassed at that press conference.
Oh, I beg to differ. It was entirely your fault.
I always thought we were politically aligned, but when he disclosed that ridiculous opposition to busing, I couldn't let him get away with that.
Yes, unfortunately, he did do that. Big dummy. But you didn't have to go all Jane Fonda on him, crash his press conference, and call him a bigot on live TV.
But he is a bigot. And I thought everyone needed to know it.
Look, this is not how you make friends in high places, Alice Lucy.
Psh. He's the mayor of, as the kids say these days, Schittsburg. Doesn't quite qualify as high places, John. So holding me overnight was his revenge, huh?
Don't you get any ideas, Al?
Now, what happened to that guy I met back in college, huh? Our first date was to an anti-war protest that you organized. And you flipped the bird to all the news reporters that day.
All right, first of all, I gave him the deuce, not the bird. And that guy is still here. Only now he's older and appreciates an afternoon nap more than an afternoon protest.
Well, thank God I didn't putz out like you. There are still some crazy things going on in this world, John, and I have to have a role in the fight.
Believe me, I know. And so do I. But it seems my role has just become keeping you out of jail.
That's become a full-time job, hasn't it?
A full-time job on top of my full-time job.
You know that was the moment I fell in love with you, don't you?
Wait, when? The first time I got you out of jail?
No. When you gave the press the finger. I saw that and I thought to myself, I'm gonna marry that man.
You know, your standards have always been a little funky.
Deuce my ass.
Mom, Dad, I didn't know you were here.
Hey, Sunshine. You all right?
Sarah, what's wrong?
Grandma died.
When?
A little while ago, the nursing home just called. I'm sorry, I was in the back room and I didn't hear you come in, or I would have.
It's okay, sweetheart. It's okay. We've only been here a few minutes.
Well, I was just there, and they said she still had some time.
I know, they told me that too. I was getting ready to head over there to get her things, but I wanted to wait for you guys to get here. They said there was some paperwork to...
It's fine, of course. It's fine. No, I can take care of that. Don't...
Mom, are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be all right. Let's go get this over with.
No, hold on, Alice. Why don't you guys just stay here? I'll go. I can handle the paperwork, and I don't think Maggie had much there, in terms of belongings.
I suppose there's a lot to do here. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
John?
You all right?
My mother's papers. Where are my mother's papers?
I'll get those later. Don't worry about it.
John, I need to do something. There'll be preparations to make. You helped her draw up those plans. Where did she put them?
They're in her room under the bottom of her jewelry box, I think.
Thank you.
It's okay, Dad. I'll be here with you. Her.
All right. Okay. I'll be back soon. Love you, sunshine.
Mom?
Yeah, come in, hun.
Are those the papers you wanted?
Yes, these are your grandmother's final wishes. I'm so sorry, Sarah. I haven't even asked how you're doing. You spent a lot of time with your grandmother, more than any of us did. This has to be hard for you.
And for you, Mom. I know you and Grandma didn't always get along, but she was still your mother.
Yeah, she was. Have you called Sam?
Oh, Sam. Yeah, I didn't even think. I need to call him. God, Grandma loved him.
What was that silly name she called him? Her little sock doggy?
Sockdolager.
Sock what?
Sockdolager.
Such a strange nickname.
She told me it meant an impressive young man or something like that.
Well, don't tell your father that. She never had a special nickname for him.
You can never quite figure out who Grandma was gonna like, and when she did like someone, it was a mystery as to why. I mean, not that Sammy isn't a nice guy, but come on, let's face it, he's a little square.
Well, I don't know. I think he has a bit of that old school charm.
You alright, Mom?
I will be. Go ahead, hon. Go and call Sammy.
Okay, love you, Mom.
Same kid.
Yeah, I know, Sammy. She loved you too. Gonna be okay? Yeah. I'm doing the best I can. I don't think it's really hit us yet, though. Okay, I'll tell her. Thanks, Sam. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey there. How's everything going in the candy apple? Yes, I know it's the big apple, but I like calling it the candy one. How's the play going? Far out. That's so great. Oh, yeah, I guess I do sound down. My grandmother passed away. Oh no, it's okay. I'll be all right. You don't need to drop everything and come here. I know you have to be there for the show. Yes, I know that's what understudies are for, but Mish, I'll be okay. I have my parents and Sam. I don't want you to leave the show. This could be your big chance. Okay, I will. I mean, I guess I better get going. I just stuck back here to call you, and I should probably get back. I just wanted you to know. I know you are. Alright, I'll talk to you soon. I love you too. Good night.
At Maggie's funeral, Abigail is seated in a chair in a side hallway near the viewing room when she sees Michelle enter through the same side entrance that she used just moments before. Michelle, not noticing that Abigail is watching, removes a set of rings from her left ring finger and puts them into her purse. She is nervous. She takes a breath and enters the viewing room, walking straight to Alice.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
You must be Mrs. Klein.
Actually, it's Watson-Klein, but that's okay. I don't expect people to know that. Have we met before?
Michelle, you're here!
Of course. I know how important your grandmother was to you, and I wanted to be here.
Oh, Michelle! We've heard so much about you. John, this is Sarah's friend from college.
It's nice to finally meet you. Thank you so much for coming. Sarah tells us you're the next darling of Broadway.
Oh, I think Sarah may be a little biased.
Well, how can I not be biased
Since we've been friends for so long.
Hey, Miss Al, you want us to take some of these arrangements back to the house?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks, guys. I'm so happy you were able to come, Michelle. We really appreciate your thoughtfulness, and I know it must mean the world to Sarah to see you.
The Michelle?
Sam, this is Michelle. Michelle, this is Sam.
Sam, I've heard so much about you.
Well, I hope she made me out to be the gentleman that I am.
Well, now, I've heard some childhood tales that perhaps don't have you looking so gentlemanly.
What did you tell her?
Hmm?
Okay, let's get something clear. Sarah was the troublemaker. I don't care what she told you. If I ever did anything bad, it was because she made me do it.
Samuel, do I need to remind you of the infamous incident of the flaming granny girdle?
Oh, God.
Yes, Mom, remind him.
Oh no, we all know who started that one.
I did not. I knew better than to try something like that at Maggie's house. Besides, she was not a shy woman. There are plenty of times she walked around the house in that dang girdle, so believe me, no mystery there.
I don't believe I've heard this one.
Well, you know that Sammy lived next door to my mother, right?
Yes, Sarah told me that's how they met.
Okay, well, one day they were hanging out at my mom's when Sam gets this crazy curiosity about what her girdle must have looked like. And then he sneaks into her bedroom, goes through her drawers, and finds ones. Then these two knuckleheads go out in the backyard and set the thing on fire.
So this is what you're going with.
Was Maggie home when this happened?
From my understanding, she was.
And did they set it on fire?
It's not called the infamous incident of the flaming granny girdle for nothing.
Yep, they put it on the barbecue, and floosh! Granny's girdle was on fire.
Wait a minute. They barbecued the girdle?
Yes!
Wow.
Hey, I take full responsibility for lighting the match, but it was her idea.
It was not. You're such a liar.
All right, we will never know the truth because it died with Maggie. However, Mr. Samuel James Miller, if I were defending you in a court of law, I'd be very worried about your chances. Okay, everyone, the viewing hours are officially over. We should get our belongings and head out. Hey, Al, I need to speak to the attendant for just a moment.
Come on, Sam, let's get the flowers.
Hun, I'll walk with you.
I'll pull the car around.
You know that we can't do that here.
I can't take your hand in an empty room?
Someone could walk by or come in.
All right. Let's just get some of these arrangements ready to go.
Actually, Sarah, I'm gonna need to get going.
You weren't coming to the house?
Oh, no, I can't do that. It would be too risky.
Risky? How?
Sarah, it's a wake. There'll be people from all over your community there.
Wouldn't they just think you were there to pay your respects to my grandmother?
Not on the white side of town, no.
We're on the white side of town now.
And I waited until the end of the viewing to come in. Why don't we meet later at the den? I'd love to see it.
Yeah, okay. I would like that.
Okay, then. I'll see you there, say 9 o'clock?
That's a little late, don't you think? I mean, I'm gonna be beat by the time this day's done. Maybe you could just come to my place. Be nice to have you there.
I'm afraid I can't do that either. Where would I tell my folks I would be until the morning? We really need to be careful.
Yes, I get that.
I'm not so sure you do. We've talked about this before. Pittsburgh is not like New York City. People are so close-minded here.
Not everybody's close-minded here. I'm not. My parents aren't.
Well, your family must be the exception.
Okay, then let's just meet up tomorrow. Maybe you can come by the den then? I mean, whatever time works for you, I'll be there open to close.
Okay, I will.
Great. See you then.
Abigail waits for everyone to leave the viewing room. She then enters and approaches the altar. She takes a moment, perhaps says a prayer, and then digs into her purse and pulls out a small button. She kisses the button and leaves it on the altar.
John? Was this button here the whole time?
A button?
Some leaders are born women.
I don't know. Maybe someone left it for you. It fits you, babe. All right, I'm going to take these out to the car. You take your time. And when I come back, I can get Maggie.
No, I can get her, John.
Okay. All right. All right, hon.
You know what the hardest part of the day was for me? All I heard people saying was, "I'm sorry for your loss and my deepest sympathies." It annoyed me after a while. Couldn't people just say something real?
No one knows what to say at times like this.
Well, heaven forbid they should just say it like it is. Sorry, your mother was a cantankerous old crow, Alice. At least I'd respect that more.
Wow, I see a whole new line of sympathy cards.
Well, there was a nice turnout at the house. There even some folks we didn't recognize.
Yeah, I made some uncomfortable small talk with Edna from Grandma's Tupperware party, but she approached me, and there were several women here just kept to themselves.
Yeah, I saw them too. Didn't have a chance to talk to them. Hey, Al, did they talk to you?
Who comes to a wake and doesn't talk to the family?
Mom, you should probably feed Tosh. She's on the counter.
Oh, poor Tosh. Oh, my baby. Oh, where did Grandma keep her food?
Okay, I think Tosh is fine. During the wake, I saw her face down in the plate of crackers and pate.
My grandma does it all the time.
Does what, Sam? Get face down in a plate of pate?
No, crash the wake of someone she doesn't know.
Belly?
She and a group of her friends scan the obituaries for people they went to high school with. When they see someone has passed, they get themselves all dolled up and crash the funeral.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they have some free food, then split before talking to anyone.
Maybe it was just that, then. Maybe they were funeral crashers. Or maybe they were just intimidated to talk to you.
Oh, bullshit.
Your reputation does precede you, Mom.
What are you talking about? I have a stellar reputation in this town. What could have possibly made them feel intimidated?
Well, there is the whole thing with the mayor.
And the time you raised hell at the gentlemen's club that opened up near the center. I believe the news said you broke a patron's nose that night.
I did no such thing. We protested outside of that objectifying cesspool, but we're totally hands off.
And absolutely no one can forget the time you flashed the Action News reporter who was trying to talk to you about your work at the center.
You definitely put the action in Action News that night.
He was a chauvinistic jerk and had no interest in what we were really doing. He just wanted to make me look bad to all of Pittsburgh.
So you flashed him Lucy and Ethel on live TV. How would that have made you look better?
Oh my God, we've been through this a million times.
Al, you don't have to defend yourself to us, but those are just reasons why those women may have been afraid to talk to you.
That is ridiculous. What's the big deal? It's not like I was gonna throw a punch or flash a coconut. Damn. My mother's funeral, for Christ's sake.
I could see it happening.
Samuel! Okay. What's really bothering me is that I know next to nothing about her. Zero. I know she was born in D.C. and eventually came here, but that's it. She never told me about high school friends or any friends for that matter.
Grandma wasn't exactly an open book.
I should have been there. I should have been there when she died.
Al, please, don't do this to yourself. You couldn't have known.
None of us knew, Mom.
I knew she was going to die, and instead of being by her side, I was sitting in jail.
And I was hosting tantric calligraphy night at the den. We all still needed to live our lives. Grandma had been in the process of dying for a while, and the doctors couldn't predict when it was going to happen.
She's right, Al. You couldn't have stopped your life to sit at her bedside and wait. I mean, come on, it had been weeks.
I was such a shitty daughter.
You were not shitty. I mean, yes, at times you and Maggie could be shitty to one another, but you tried with her, Alice. Magdalena Watson was a difficult person to get along with sometimes.
I should have known those people at the wake today. Outside of her Tupperware parties, my mother was not a sociable woman.
My cousin Carol said she saw Maggie at Juniper's every so often.
Sam? Why have I never heard of this before? Juniper's is a lesbian club. Okay, so this may not be the right time to talk about how I know that. We need to focus on the fact that Sam just said Carol saw Grandma there.
Yeah, Carol said she came in sometimes and would always order a whiskey sour.
A whiskey sour? I didn't even know she drank.
Okay. I doubt Maggie was hanging out at a lesbian club. Carol could have just been mistaken.
Oh, no. They had conversations and everything. I definitely know one time happened right after Miss Al called out the mayor and got hauled away by the fuzz on live TV. Carol said Maggie was proud of you.
Well, now, Mom, see? It would be wrong of us to assume that Grandma didn't have a social life. We just apparently weren't let in on it.
This is my whole point. My mother didn't share anything with me about her life, not from the time she was born until the day she apparently decided to go chat up the bartender at the lesbian club, to whom she said she was proud of me. I've never heard her say that to me in my entire life. Who could that be?
I'll get it.
It's 4 o'clock. The wake is over.
Maybe it's Nana's lesbian lover.
All right, okay, will you stop with this already? Maggie did not have a lesbian lover, okay? Hello? Please, won't you come in and join us?
This is Miss Abigail. Check on the time wrong for the wake.
I hope you don't mind my stopping by. Unfortunately, I confused the time. It's a danger of being 78 years old.
I'm forever mixing up appointment times. I think it may just be a side effect of a life well lived.
Well, that sounds much better. I think I'll use that one myself from now on, if you don't mind.
It's all yours.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Maggie was my grandmother.
Ah, Sarah. I can see the resemblance. You have just as bright a spirit as your grandmother did. It's so nice to meet you, dear.
You were at the service this morning.
Yes, I was, Alice.
How'd you know my name was Alice?
From the service, of course. Do you mind if I sit? I'm a bit tired from the travel.
Yes, please. Let me get a chair for you. Where did you travel from, if you don't mind my asking?
Maryland, right on the Maryland-D.C. line. I've lived in the same house for 54 years. Can you imagine?
Would you like a cup of coffee, Miss Abigail? Sam, go get her something to drink.
Maybe you should offer her some pâté.
Oh, please, darling. Let's just forget the formalities, okay? Just Abigail, and yes, I would love a cup of coffee if it's not too much trouble.
Not at all. Sam?
I'm on it.
I'm sorry to be so blunt, Abigail, but how did you know my mother?
Did you ever go to a place called Juniper's?
Here you go. Cream and sugar on the table.
Thank you, young man. And no, Sarah, I haven't been. I remember a place with a name like that. It sounds exciting. Alice, your mother and I were great friends, but it was a long time ago. I hadn't seen or heard from her in decades.
So you must have seen her obituary in the paper then.
Why don't you sit?
Yes. A dear friend of your mother's who's from New Jersey, whose name also happens to be Alice, called to let me know of her passing. If I'm not mistaken, they would speak on the phone from time to time. And I can understand that maybe Maggie never mentioned me. We'd lost touch, like I said. But she must have mentioned her.
My mother kept most of her life under wraps. I've never heard of anyone else named Alice, and I can't imagine she had regular phone conversations with someone. I mean, she rarely called us, unless she needed something.
She called me over for coffee, chain smoking, and I Love Lucy, but she never really told me anything else about herself either. I would love to know more about her life.
Wait, you chain smoked with your grandmother?
No, Dad. Grandma did. I was like 12, 13 years old.
It sounds like Maggie never gave up those Pall Malls. Oh, we all started smoking back then. It was a fashionable way of handling your emotions. Your grandmother, Alice, and I were inseparable back then. And I can't imagine that your mother never spoke of her. Now, what about Lucy? Maggie must have told you about her. Oh, the predicaments they would get into.
They never told me about her either, which is even more baffling, given my name is Alice Lucy Watson.
I'm starting to think that perhaps my being here is a mistake.
No. I'm so jazzed that you're here.
Was I named after them?
I assume that's possible, but I'm not sure.
You mentioned that this other Alice lives in New Jersey?
Yes, that's right.
We didn't realize the news had traveled that far.
There were a lot of us that spent time together back then.
Spend time together where exactly?
In D.C. We were young, and it was such an important time in our lives. There were a lot of us, but eventually we all got older, and people got married, moved away. Why, your mother has friends that live all over the country now, and a good number of us still stay in touch. At least those of us who are still alive, that is. I'm sure somebody nearby heard of Maggie's passing, and the news made its way to Alice first. She was the leader of the pack, so to speak.
So you and my grandmother were part of a special kind of social club?
Yeah, you could say that.
Why did my mother leave D.C., and do you know what brought her here to Pittsburgh?
Well, I don't know for sure. It was about 1918, and one day she just disappeared didn't say anything to anyone. I think she had a bit of the wanderlust inside of her. She would often talk about wanting to travel, so I assumed that's where she went, off to see the country.
1918. That was the year of the Spanish flu.
That's right, Sam. It was.
Oh, he just knows random things like that. Ignore him.
It was also the year I was born. Traveling the country alone and pregnant in the middle of a pandemic seems ill-advised.
Yes, it probably was not the wisest of ideas. But when Maggie wanted to do something, she didn't much care what anyone had to say about it.
Did you know my father?
I'd heard of him, but we never met before he left for the war.
Seems a bit strange that you and my mother were such great friends and you never met my father.
Al.
Maggie kept certain things to herself. He was one of them.
Well, I guess I can't argue with that.
So how many were there in your special club, Miss Abigail?
Well, there were hundreds of us.
Hundreds? What do you mean by hundreds?
Alice, calm down.
I want to know what she means. Who has hundreds of friends?
We had a very large group of friends at one time in our lives, and coming here, I was afraid she may have never told you about us. It was such a remarkable time in our lives, and I was really hoping she did. I believe I may have said too much. Thank you for the coffee and the hospitality, but I really should be going.
Well, maybe we can get your number and stay in touch. I would love that, Miss Abigail. Mom?
Yeah. Sure. Perhaps we can talk at another time.
Of course. Call anytime. Anytime you want to talk.
All right, ladies! Ladies! All right, let's finish getting our coffee. Please have a seat. Welcome to the first organizational meeting of the Women's Strike for Equality. Okay. All right, I have just a few things to say before we start brainstorming how the community of Pittsburgh wants to represent ourselves in this strike. This strike is happening on August 26th to commemorate the passage of the 19th Amendment and our continued work towards women's equality. We here at the WRC celebrate and fight for all women, no matter race, color, or creed. Okay, now, the word on the street is that New York City is expecting to have over 100,000 women to take part in this historic movement. Now, we here in Pennsylvania will join our sisters in solidarity by holding events of our own and by putting the voices of Pennsylvania's women on the national stage. Are you with us? Are you ready to demand equality for all womankind? Yes! All right! Yes, my ladies! All right, this means we will want to incite the media. We want them looking and listening to what we have to say. All right, my idea is to start with a march, and then we disperse into smaller protests around the city. Let's start 1,000 mini fires throughout Pittsburgh. Keep those news teams on their toes. So come on, ladies, put on your thinking caps. Start throwing me ideas for what we can do to get attention on the cause.
Let's have a sit-in!
Right, yes. A sit-in, yes. Great idea. We will definitely discuss that further. Who else has an idea?
This isn't exactly another idea, but I could provide signs for the march.
Oh, that is my beautiful daughter, everyone. She owns the Artist Inn over by Carnegie. That is out of sight, my girl. Thank you. So whoever wants to volunteer to make signs can see you.
Yes, talk to me after the meeting, or hell, just show up. Anytime's a good time to make protest signs.
Praised you well. Thank you, Sarah. All right, anyone else? Got a fantastic idea?
Right here. Alice, let's picket the mayor's office.
Oh, Carol. Wait. No. I don't know about that. Now, the mayor and I aren't exactly on good terms. But you know what? I'll think about it. I'm going to think about it. Oh, maybe we could lean on him about the pay equality issue, right? Send a massive group over there. I need I need to think on this one a bit more. Oh, if we did this, it could lead to arrests. Lord knows he loves to throw us activists in jail. Huh. Okay. Let's keep thinking on this. I like what we got so far. There's a sign-in sheet going around so we can collect your contact information. Please, when you are filling this out, if you know how you want to be involved, put that down. My staff will be reaching out to you in their coordination efforts. All right. Thanks, everyone. And remember, ladies, to punch the day in the face. All right.
Mom,
Excellent.
this march is going to be dynamite.
Thanks, love. Oh, what a great thing to offer us, right? Gives, some of the women who may not be comfortable protesting a way to participate. Oh, I thought Michelle would be with you.
No, we were supposed to see each other earlier, but I haven't heard from her.
Oh, okay. I'm sure she has stuff going on with her family. They probably don't get to see her that often.
Yeah, she does. Oh, hey, here comes Dad.
Hello, ladies. So, did you have to close the den to come over here?
Just for the hour, and this is getting written off as a business meeting.
Oh, yeah?
Our daughter volunteered to spearhead the artistic portion of the protest.
Well, now, I didn't say all that.
Now, I can't think of a better person to manage that department other than someone with a visual arts degree.
Well, if you want me to manage a whole dang department, there better be a paycheck included.
Ha! When I get one, you'll get one. How about that?
All right. Hey, I'm on a bit of a time crunch today. I literally only have about 30 minutes.
Okay, well, I'm getting out of here. Send any sign makers my way.
So you wanted to talk about the route for the march?
Yeah, so I was thinking, since I'm on Doherty's shit list these days, I don't know how I'm going to get a permit to march.
Yeah, that could be an issue. Permit requests do have to be signed by the mayor. But do you have a route established?
Not yet. I was hoping you could help with that.
Yep, we can do that. Can we sit down tonight, look at a map? There's no way he's going to give you permission to close the streets.
Hey, if he won't, then we will just do what Betty is doing in New York. She petitioned for Fifth Avenue to be closed down, and the city denied her, so she's going to march anyway.
Yeah, that sounds like a move Frieden would make. But if you follow her lead, you're going to end up back in jail, and Doherty's probably looking for any reason to lock you up again. Obstructing traffic is going to give him all the ammo he needs.
I have never been afraid of going to jail.
This, I know.
Hey, maybe I should go talk to him.
Oh, hell no. All right. Oh, I'm going to regret saying this the instant it leaves my mouth, but Alice, I forbid you from going to talk to the mayor.
Aren't you adorable?
I'm sorry, we're closed. Sorry, we're closed for the night. Oh, hey.
This place is groovy, girl.
Thanks. I thought you'd be by earlier.
I wanted to be, but I couldn't get away. You want me to lock the door?
Oh, yeah, sure, go ahead. When I said earlier, I was referring to a few days ago.
I'm sorry, babe. My whole family heard I was in town, and it's just been a line of nonstop cousins who I haven't seen in years.
You could have called. I mean, I'm spending most of my time with my folks at my grandmother's house, and I found a way to sneak off and call you.
Bun, my family doesn't know about you. If I got caught...
Can't you just tell them you have a friend from college who lives in town and leave it at that?
No, because then they would want to meet you.
What's wrong with that? Oh, never mind. I don't want to have this fight again.
I'm not fighting with you. I'm just telling you how it is. It doesn't mean that I don't love you.
Do you want some coffee before I clean this out?
Definitely. I miss your coffee so much. There isn't a place in that entire city to get a cup of coffee like my Bun Bun makes.
Well, it's New York City. It has everything.
But it ain't got you, baby.
You know I can't resist it when you sing to me.
Well then, let me come a little closer and sing a little more.
You sure are a lot more comfortable today than you were the other day.
The door is locked and the blinds are down. No one is coming in or walking by.
Okay, unless you're coming home with me, we need to cut that out.
But you're staying with your parents?
I do have my own place, you know. We can go there for a while if you want.
Well, I did tell my parents I may be home a little later tonight.
Oh, yeah? Where do they think you are?
Meeting up with some friends who I haven't seen in a bit.
And you don't think they'll find out that you aren't with those friends?
Nah, we're used to covering for one another.
Well, in that case, forget the coffee and let's go! Wait, how did you get here?
My friends dropped me off.
Oh, right, then we can take my car.
Hold on a minute.
Wait, come on, the clock is ticking.
Is there an alley behind this place?
Well, yes, why? Wait, you want to do it in the alley? You know I'm down for just about anything, but it's gross back there.
No, silly. If you can drive your car behind the shop, I'll go out that way and you can pick me up back there.
But my car is parked right outside.
If we don't make tracks in public, then we don't have to worry about covering them up.
But you came through the front door a little bit ago.
We weren't together. I was coming in here alone and my friends were looking out.
It's dark out, and I think we can make it from the door to my car. It's like 10 feet away.
Let's just be extra careful, okay? I'll go through the back, and later when you drop me off, I'll have my friends pick me up there too.
Okay, walk through that door behind the easels and keep straight. You can't miss the door to the alley.
See you in a minute. Mwah. Oh my. I had forgotten about your other amazing talent.
But you remember my coffee making skills. I wish you could stay all night. I hate all the sneaking around we have to do. It's so unfair.
It is very unfair.
Why can't people just love one another? I mean, who cares about sex or color? That's the world I want to live in.
That's the world you did live in New York? I still can't understand why you ever wanted to come back here.
New York City isn't all you make it out to be. I mean, we were born and raised here. I mean, maybe you don't want to live here anymore, and I get that. This isn't exactly the place to make it in theater. But my family is here, and I want to be close to them.
No, your real family is in New York.
I understand what you're saying, but you don't know my parents. If I told them about us, they would be cool. Sammy's fine with it.
Don't tell them, Sarah.
Don't worry, I'm not going to.
It's bad enough Sam knows.
Oh, come on. Sammy didn't even know what the word lesbian meant before I told him. He's okay with it. And he's been in love with Lieutenant Uhura since she showed up on the Enterprise. So, well, it's copacetic.
Well, he's one in a million. And from what you've told me about your folks, I'm sure they would be okay with us. But that doesn't mean that society will. Not here. And it's not just your family. It's mine, too. Except my parents would not be cool. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth.
Because I'm a woman or because I'm a white woman?
Both. Trust and believe it's damn near impossible to be black and gay. It's hard enough to be one or the other, but being both? My community would never accept it. That's why this has to be on the sly.
And your happiness means nothing to them?
Of course it does. But they don't believe that I can be happy this way. The Bible says we are an abomination to God. And that's what my family believes. Please come back to the candy apple bun bun. There, we don't have to worry about this stuff as much.
But it has always been my dream to open the den here in Pittsburgh. And we've been making the long distance thing work, haven't we?
We need to keep talking about this.
Hello? Wait. What? Wait. Sammy, slow down. You're talking too fast. You broke down? Where are you? At work? It's almost midnight. What do you do? Never mind. Of course that's where you are. But are you on campus? Then where are you? Hold on. I need to get a pen. Maybe Michelle's. Oh, just a sec, Sam. I can't find a pen. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry, Sam. I'm ready. Okay. Okay, I need a little time. Just wait until your car until I get there. You're welcome. Bye.
Everything all right?
What the hell are these?
You went through my purse?
I needed a pen. Quit trying to change the subject. What are these?
I can explain.
I fucking hope so.
This is part of what I wanted to talk to you about.
So, talk.
Look, it's really not that big of a deal.
What is not that big of a deal? Who do these wedding rings belong to, Michelle?
Me. They're mine.
What the fuck?
It's not what you think. I mean, it is what you think, but it's not for the reason you think. Look, I know you think because I got this lead role in this play that I'm on my way to making it, but that may not be the case. My manager found out about you and I, and he thinks in order for me to have a better chance at future lead roles, I need to come off as straight in the theater community.
So you married your manager?
No! I married Lester.
Our friend Lester?
Yes! And believe me, it's a shag-free arrangement.
Well, I would think so. He's a ginormous homo and you are a lesbian.
Are you mad?
Well, I ain't thrilled. Why didn't you tell me about this before you went and did it?
I had to act fast. I'm sorry about that. I wanted to tell you, but I didn't think this was something to say over the phone, and I didn't know when you'd be back in New York. You get why I had to do this, don't you?
Not really. I mean, you're always saying New York is such a progressive place, that we're freer there. But you have climbed so far back into the closet that I think you've gotten lost. I mean, if you lived here, I could begin to understand this, though I would seriously question your choice in a beard.
It's just that my manager...
I understand that part, Michelle. But I'm not okay with it, and I can't talk about this anymore. I have to pick up Sam. His car is broken down.
Oh. Okay.
Yes?
Can we finish talking about this later?
I'm not sure when I'm going to have time. I work in the morning, and then I'm helping my folks clean out my grandmother's attic. If you're around on Sunday, then...
I have to head back Sunday morning. Wait! I need a ride.
Call your friends to come pick you up. rental people. I was just getting ready to head up to the attic. Mom, aren't those the same clothes you had on yesterday? Oh, no, you didn't.
Alice, why couldn't you have just listened to me for once in your life?
You did.
Well, you shouldn't have forbidden me, John.
Oh, wait, this is my fault?
Dad, you tried to forbid her from doing something? Are you crazy?
Not now, Sarah. Your mother and I are having a discussion.
Oh.
Oh, no. You don't get to flop. You go get to change your clothes and help the rest of us finish cleaning out the attic.
In a minute, John. Jeez. The cot in that attic, in that cell, is so uncomfortable, and it stunk like B.O. I barely slept a wink.
You know, I think you must like B.O. smelling prison cot mattresses. Why else would you keep looking for reasons to go back and sleep on one? It's like you want to get arrested.
What are you talking about? I do not want to get arrested. That's ridiculous.
Oh, you don't? Didn't I specifically tell you, do not meet with Doherty about the march?
Wait, you met with the mayor?
Even our daughter knows how crazy of an idea that was.
I take it didn't go very well.
Depends on who you ask.
She's asking you, Alice. All right, go ahead, dear. Tell her how it went.
If she ended up in jail, I know how it went, but what did you do to him, Mom?
Nothing that shit for brains didn't deserve.
Alice, when you do something like get arrested for protesting outside the mayor's office, I get it. And I support you 100%. But this time, you got arrested on a destruction of property charge. You're gonna have to go to court for that.
Mom, what the heck happened?
The moron wouldn't listen to me. He kept talking on his phone and shushing me with his stupid finger.
He may have listened to you if you made an appointment, like normal people do. Instead, you just barged your way in there, demanding his attention.
You're damn right I did.
So, where does the destruction of property part come in?
Oh, it's not that big of a deal.
Alice.
All right. He wouldn't put his phone down. So I put it down for him.
Oh, crap.
She tore the phone out of his hands, then ripped it right out of the wall and threw it out the window.
Please tell me the window was open.
Yes, the damn window was open. He threw me in jail for chucking his phone out of the window. He's lucky I didn't throw him out after it.
All right, Alice, you have ruined your chances for a permit for the march. There is no way in hell he will give that to you now or to anyone else associated with the Women's Rights Center.
Oh, I'll figure it out. Or, like I said, we'll march anyway.
Oh, the hell you will. I am...
Let's go, Watson-Klein. Doctor Who comes on tonight, and I don't have time for this nonsense. And if you're not up in the attic in 5 minutes, phone's going out the window.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I need to call it for a day. My back is killing me. It's so hot up here.
Maybe you're getting too old to sleep in county run accommodations.
We can't quit yet.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I'd like to have a shower and get some dinner soon.
Hey, no one has a more pressing need than I do to get out of here on time. Tonight, on Doctor Who, is the night the Doctor travels sideways in time. It's groundbreaking TV, people. Why am I not surprised? Anyway, there's still one more thing we haven't gotten to.
Wait, did we miss something?
That big trunk back there,
What trunk?
over there, in the corner.
Huh, look at that. Didn't even see it there. Maybe the doctor can help you move it sideways to the stairs.
Yeah, this thing's pretty heavy.
I've come across trunks like this before in research. It's definitely from the 1800s.
Al, does this look familiar?
No, I don't think I've ever seen this before. Can we open it up?
I think so. There's a padlock on it, but it's kind of old, rusty. I think I could probably pop it off with a wrench.
There's some tools in the garage. I'll go look for one.
I'm heading down too. Can you gentlemen just get that downstairs? It's just too hot to go through it up here.
Yeah, I'm sure we can.
Chop, chop, fellas. Chop, chop.
You know, she's awful spunky for a night spent in a holding cell.
Mm. Oh, God. Oh, it's heavy. Al, it's heavy.
Well, just put it down then. Right there. Right there is fine.
Okay, ready, Sam? All right. On three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my back.
Bend at the knees, old man. Bend at the knees.
What an impressive display of masculinity.
Let's take it easy on the old man. Did you find a wrench?
Oh, I found this old bag with some random tools inside.
Yeah, there should be something in here that'll work. Oh, here's a wrench. This ought to do it. Piece of cake.
What the hell is this?
Hey, Al, what is it? Is this you and Maggie?
Well, it's me, but that's not my mother.
Well, how old are you here?
2, maybe 3.
Did Maggie have a sister? You know, could this be your aunt?
She was an only child.
As Alice begins to examine the sash, Sarah finds a stack of newspapers and sets them on the sofa. She then pulls out something covered in a cloth. Sarah unwraps the cloth to discover a stack of letters and postcards. Alice, looking at the sash, notices it says, "Vote for women" across it.
What is this Votes for Women?
I know what that is. I've seen a few pictures of those when I was working on a project by protested wartime presidents. The suffragists wore them. Miss Al, is it all right if I look at this?
Yeah, of course, Sam.
Hey, hon, there's a date on the back of this, but I can barely make it out.
Hey, Sarah, can you give me a hand with this?
December 25th, 1921. So that makes you about 3?
Sandy, what is this?
God, there are names here, but oh, damn, I can't read them.
Let me see if I can find my mother's magnifying glass. I just saw it the other day.
I'm not sure. It looks like a flag. My parents have a camera. Let me go get it so I can take a picture and research it at work. I'll be right back.
Abigail had a button on her lapel that looked like that, Sarah. I knew it was here. Okay, can you see the names? John? Who is it?
It's you and, Abigail.
Holy crap!
What did I miss?
Abigail, the woman who came late to my mother's wake.
What about Abigail?
She's who's in the picture with my mom.
I mean, that's the only Abigail I know of. It must be her.
Ah, the love that dare not speak of its name.
All right. No, there is no evidence that actually suggests that Maggie and Abigail were a couple.
We haven't looked through everything yet.
Wait, but Al, you were born in 1918, and Abigail said that Maggie left D.C. in 1918, and that they lost track of one another after that. So, how could you be pictured with her in 1921?
Maybe she just got her years mixed up, and she did mix up the time for the wake.
Numbers aren't for everyone.
Okay. So, am I supposed to believe that my mother was a suffragist and that she may have been in a relationship with Abigail? Is that what all this means?
Oh, why else would Maggie have all this stuff?
Well, we don't know that it's hers. Maybe all this belongs to Abigail. Maybe my mom was just keeping it for her and they both forgot about it.
Well, once Sammy finds out what this flag is, it may help put some pieces together.
Yeah. Sam, thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure thing. I'll get on it right away.
And maybe you and Dad should look through these newspapers. They're from the 1910s. I mean, maybe there'll be something in them to help explain all this.
That's a good idea, Sunshine. All right, look, why don't we all call it a day? I think your mom needs some time to digest all this.
All right, we're gonna head out. I've got the tool bag. I'll put it back out in the garage.
Thank you, hon.
I'll let you know as soon as I come up with something.
Thanks, Sam.
Love you, Mama.
I think that was a good idea. Sarah had about looking through those papers. I'm going to take a few to the den and have a look. Maybe have a nightcap or two. But I may need the magnifying glass. You want to join me?
No. I think I need to lay down for a bit.
Okay. You sure you're okay?
Yes, I'm just confused and tired. It's been such a long day.
Sure has. Okay, you take a rest. I'll check in on you in a little while.
Hey, Foxy Lady! It was so good to see you yesterday.
Yeah, sorry we didn't get a chance to talk.
It's all right. I am so sorry to hear about Maggie.
Thank you.
Can I get you something to drink? On the house in honor of your grandma.
In that case, I'll take a whiskey sour.
Uh-huh. Sammy told me he told you. I figured you knew she used to come in here.
No, I had no idea. How often did she come in?
Well, I mean, it wasn't all the time, but it was enough for me to know who she was.
You mean to tell me my grandma was a regular?
Well, not a regular, but like I said, enough for me to know it was your grandma.
Was she ever in here with someone?
Not that I remember or that I saw. In fact, I used to wonder if she really liked women. And then she hit on me on that. All right?
Please don't tell me the details of how my grandmother hit on you. I'm not sure I can take it. It's like thinking about your parents having sex.
Oh, well, your grandma was a hottie. I only speak the truth. Every time she'd come in here, I'd want to ask her story. Like, did she ever meet the love of her life?
Oh, I can answer that question for you.
God, these newspapers, God, they're incredible. Evening Star, DC, July 14th, 1917. Everything was about the war. But well, unless we find out that Maggie was in the military, the war won't help us. 3 women's parties groups were arrested. Members of the National Women's Party picketing the White House arrested today. Here. Protests in Lafayette Square Park. Dear God, these women were getting arrested as much as Alice does. Got so many names here.
Nope, nothing here. Let's see. There it is. That's it. Sewing a ratification star on the National Women's Party suffrage banner. So it's a banner, not a flag. Okay. The women include Alice Paul, Lucy Burns, and
My dearest Maggie, it has been over a month since I put pen to paper. I've been feeling so forlorn since you and sweet Alice left. I miss her wide-eyed wonder in your comforting arms. You're verklempt, I can tell. Carol, did I make you silent?
I'm so sorry.
I know, it does it to everybody.
I mean, that is so out of sight. They were so in love. But, Sarah, what about your grandfather?
All I've ever heard is that he died in the war. Maggie must have been by. Holy shit. It runs in the family. Give me another. Oh, wait. What time is it?
Oh, it's 9:30.
Oh, okay. Hold the sour. I gotta go tell my mother. Thanks, Carol.
See ya.
God, names. Whoa, so many names. This was a literal turnstile of jailings. God, they'd just be released and go right back out there. Whew. All right, and the District of Columbia, Mrs. Gilson, Ms. Abigail Stevens, and Ms. Maggie Watts. Holy shit. Runs in the family. I gotta tell Alice.
this is unbelievable. Holy shit. It runs in the family. I have to tell Alice.
Al. Okay, I gotta show you something, and I found something in this old newspaper. You're gonna want to see this. Oh, would you look at that? Some women are born leaders. Here, come here. All right, you gotta see this. All right. There. Right there. Read this paragraph.
I can't read that, John.
Well, here, use the magnifying glass.
What the hell am I looking at again?
Here.
Suffragists arrested, okay.
Okay, keep reading right here.
Okay, they printed all of their names. Can they do that?
Well, I don't see why not, but read.
Okay, second group. Yeah, okay, there's like a million names here. Miss Janet Frothingham of Massachusetts, and the District of Columbia, Miss Gilson Gardner, Miss Abigail Stevens, and Miss Maggie Watson. Holy shit!
Miss Al, I have something I have to show you.
You too?
You know, I said I was going to start researching that flag, which actually isn't a flag at all. It's the National Women's Party banner, and your mother helped sew it. Look. That's Maggie, with a bunch of other stuff sewing one of the stars on it. They will sew a star onto the banner every time women wanted to vote in the new state.
You found this, Sam. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, you went to the library tonight?
Yeah, I have the keys. It says here she is sitting with Alice Paul and Lucy Burns.
Those are the women Abigail mentioned.
Here, Miss Al, there's also this. This is something. On a summer's afternoon in May 1917, when President Wilson, was passing through the gate of the White House, Maggie Watson, a suffragist holding a sign that read, "Mr. President, what will you do for women's suffrage?" handed her sign to the woman standing next to her, stepped out of the protest line, and called Wilson a traitor to the human race, shocking the onlookers and district police.
Wow!
Holy shit. Maggie did that.
Maggie did that.
If my mom was such a radical dissident, why didn't she tell me about it?
It seems you two had a lot in common. It doesn't make sense.
I may have another piece or two to the puzzle.
What?
Well, these letters were in the trunk.
And now you have them. Why?
I took them.
Why would you do that?
I have good reason. While you all were looking at the pictures and the clothes, I looked at a postcard and I saw some questionable things. Well, not really questionable, but things that warranted further investigation.
Sarah?
Out with it. What did you find?
Grandma had a big old love affair with Abigail, and you may have been their love child.
What the hell are you talking about?
Please. They were in love, Mom. These letters prove it. And apparently when you were a baby, you and Maggie may have lived with Abigail.
Alice? You okay?
I'm just trying to make sense of all this.
It's a lot to take in. Just take your time.
I mean, it helps me make sense of some things, like why I never saw her with a man, and why she went drinking at the gay bar. But what about my father? I mean, clearly at some point she was with him. She told me my father died in the war, but that's all I know about him. And then if she was, I mean, she obviously was this suffragist badass who called the President of the United States a traitor to the human race right to his face in front of everybody. I mean, I only called the mayor of Pittsburgh a bigot on television, but damn, our tensions are the same. If she was this historical rebel who they wrote about in books, why didn't she ever tell me? She spent her entire life not talking to me, and we had so much in common.
You could have traded prison stories.
Yes, we could have. I don't understand this. Why would she not want to share this with me?
It doesn't make sense, Al. I'm sorry.
Mom, I think I might know how to get some of your questions answered.
You mean
Abigail?
Abigail?
That is true, hun. She may be able to explain a lot of things. Hun?
Looks like we're taking a road trip to D.C.
It's 1970. Abigail's house in Washington, D.C. She goes into the kitchen and brings out some fresh fruit, a cheese dish, some cookies, and a pot of tea. As she sets the food on the table, she begins to have a memory that takes us back to 1918. Young Maggie comes from another room holding baby Alice and a Pall Mall cigarette. She stops short of the table and puts Alice in her bassinet, which causes the baby to cry. Young Maggie sits at the table and ignores her daughter.
Oh, Alice. Okay, sweetheart. It's all right. Maggie, can you put that cigarette down and tend to your daughter? My hands are full and this ice is heavy. Oh, you haven't eaten a thing. Maggie, you have to eat something. Okay, Allie girl, hold on. I'll go get a bottle. Maggie, I have to put this in the icebox. Can you please get Alice? What is wrong with you? I'll be right back. Alrighty, my little lady. See, simple enough, Mags. She was hungry. Speaking of which, you must be famished. You haven't touched a thing. Are you feeling all right? Maggie? Well, for heaven's sake, my dear, you must eat to keep your strength up. Here, there are a few of those spice cookies you love so much. All it took was a little sugar, cinnamon, and spice. I knew that would do the trick. Well, if feeling under the weather doesn't kill your sweet tooth, I don't think anything will. What was that, dear?
Have you talked to Alice?
Yes, this morning. They decided to postpone the tour of the countryside, which they named the prison special, by the way.
The prison special? Jesus Christ, it sounds like we're going to be served up like a side of pancakes. Heaven forbid they should just call it what it is. The side special is more like it.
Oh, Maggie, that isn't the reason for the tour. You know that, darling. How else are we going to let the country know what happened to us? The papers certainly aren't talking about it.
What happened to us?
Well, I wasn't there, but...
No, you weren't there. You didn't get arrested.
Not that particular time, no. But what happens to one of us happens to all of us. Isn't that what we always say? Anyway, dear, it's just too dangerous for all of us to travel right now. Alice said Philly and Boston have been hit hard with this thing.
Well, what about the line?
Alice said there will be no protesting outside of the White House for the time being. D.C. isn't exactly a boom town right now anyway. Speaker Clark has gotten sick, and they've even closed down the House public galleries. No one is allowed in.
It must be the end of the goddamn world.
Also, Alice said that she received a call from Mary yesterday. Carrie's caught it. Did you hear what I said, Maggie?
She all right?
Mary mentioned having to secure her arms to the bed to keep her from thrashing about. I'm afraid she's terribly ill.
Well, Carrie Chapman Cat is a battle axe. If anyone can beat the Spanish flu, it's her.
You have been awfully lethargic yourself, dear. You're not sleeping or eating well, and good Lord, have you been full of the fustilugs? Are you feeling any other symptoms of the flu?
I do not have the Spanish flu, Abby.
Then what exactly is happening to you, darling? You haven't wanted to touch your child in days. More than days, really.
You're better with her than I am.
But she needs you. You are her mother.
You wanted me to keep her.
Well, of course course I did. Given the alternative, it was the only choice. Having a child can take some getting used to. You just need more time.
Well, you seem like a nut. I need to take a walk.
What? A walk? Where are you going to go? Everything is closed.
I don't know. Around the block somewhere, I'll just find a bar and go get pie-eyed.
Magdalena Watson, unless it's with an actual pie, you will do no such thing.
This is total malarkey.
What is total You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. Go ahead and have your walk, and when you come back, please bring a brighter outlook with you. This time is difficult for everyone. Don't forget your mask, Maggie, and mind your distance.
Morning, Mother. Father.
Hey, Sunshine. You want some coffee?
Sammy here?
Not yet.
Then yeah, sure.
I'm happy he was able to get the time off work to go with you, especially since your mother and I aren't exactly sure when we're leaving.
But you're still coming, right? Mom?
Your father asked me not to say anything.
What?
I asked her not to say anything this morning in court, not while having coffee with your family.
Oh, yeah, okay. Good luck with that.
Your father wants to do all the talking.
Is the mayor going to be there?
Possibly.
Probably not a bad idea.
Oh, of course you agree with him, Daddy's girl.
In fact, does she even need to be there, Dad?
Sarah!
All right, I'll check when we get there. If not, she's staying in the car.
Better bring something to tie her down with.
Yeah, you both know that I'm sitting right here, don't you?
Oh, yes, we know.
I am really offended that the two of you think I can't act like a professional in a court of law. Oh. Sammy, my boy. You'll be on my side.
Doubtful, but give it a try.
My mother thinks she should be allowed to go muzzle free at court this morning.
Is Doherty going to be there?
Probably.
It's possible.
Absolutely not. Nope, no way, nope.
Samuel, I cannot believe this.
In fact, does she even need to be there?
That's what she said.
That's what I
Oh my
said.
God, no one has any faith in me.
Oh, we have faith in you, Al. Complete faith that if you are in a courtroom with Doherty, you are going to jail, and we are not going to D.C.
Mom, you have to make it. Don't end up in prison.
This is total malarkey. You all really think that I can't be professional? That hurts. You know, I mean, do I want to tell Doherty where to stick it? Yes. Will I? No.
But you may kick him in the ping pong balls.
That's it. Out of my house.
Okay, come on, Sarah. We need to get on the road anyway.
Mother, seriously, do not go to prison today.
I have no intention of going to prison, Sarah. See, you make me cry and get so upset, and I start choking on myself because you don't believe in me. Making it to DC is actually much more important than me going to than me going to jail, okay?
I hope so. Meet you in the hotel lounge this evening.
We will be there.
So, Liz is about to give the doctor the full shebang. I'm talking full megawatt power when this ugly blue-faced, fuzzy-knuckled, de-evolved human busts into the laboratory and jams the system, which means Liz can't cut the power back. So all this power starts messing with the space-time continuum, which has the doctor clinging to everything around him, trying to keep himself in the here and now. But he's not strong enough. He is flung into an alternate universe where everyone is evil and the world is dying.
Sam, can we talk about something else? I'm so tired of hearing about fuzzy knuckle, blue-eyed demon zombies in space.
Blue-faced, not blue-eyed.
Sam!
Okay, and geez, what would you like to talk about?
Anything other than that.
Star Trek?
No, Sam, no more space talk. I want to talk about something real, something about life down here on Earth, you know, Earth, as in Earth to Sam, come in, Sam.
Life on Earth, how boring. Oh, I've got 20 clamps as your mother spending the night in the clink.
I am not taking that bet. She needs to get herself to DC, and I am not adding to the odds already stacked against her.
Good thinking. So, maybe this would be a good time for you to tell me why we couldn't just wait and ride down with them. Why did we need to leave early? Other than wanting to avoid being trapped in the car with your dad and his John Denver 8-tracks.
Well, I wanted to have some time to talk to Abigail on my own.
And?
What makes you think there's something else?
Because I know you and there's always something else. Well?
Yeah, okay, I'm meeting up with Michelle this evening.
I knew it.
Well, we didn't get our chance to finish our conversation when she was in town.
What's there to talk about? She married someone else.
It's not that simple, Sam, and you know it.
Oh, come on. You actually believe that whole "my manager made me do it" story.
I believe it. I don't like it, but I believe it.
It's bad enough that you guys have to hide your relationship, but now you're not just the secret girlfriend. You're the secret side piece. Is that who you want to be?
I never thought of it like that.
That's because you don't watch daytime TV.
And you do.
The girls at work have it on in the break room every day.
So what did they do about it on the show?
Oh, they killed the mistress. Shoved her straight down an elevator shaft.
Yeah, I don't think that solution's going to work here.
No, probably not. That sands through the hourglass, or what the heck ever.
I am so goddamn proud of you, babe. I knew you could do it. I mean, you did have to keep squeezing my leg the entire time, but it worked. You did it.
He called me unstable.
Well,
Don't you dare agree with him.
I wasn't going to agree with him. I was going to say that was an unfortunate choice of words on his part.
I prefer to think of myself as spirited.
Now that I agree with.
$500, John.
Hey, let's just be thankful for the monetary fine and for the fact that you aren't in jail right now. Speaking of which, do you want to discuss what the judge said?
Absolutely not. We need to get going.
Are you sure? Okay, then.
What the hell does that sexist old coot know about me anyway?
Oh, I knew it.
I mean, where the hell does he get off telling me what I can't do?
I'm sure he already had your arrest record.
Threatening me that if I march in the street without a permit, I'll be looking at major jail time. Just who in the hell does he think he is?
He's the judge, Al. And it's totally within his jurisdiction to tell you that.
Oh. So you agree with him?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, just let that old piece of crust try to throw me in jail.
Are you kidding me with this?
Kidding you with what?
You are not going to get the permit from Doherty, Alice. If you hold the march, you are going to jail. Not for a night, not for a weekend, but for a long time. End of story. And I guarantee you the bail will be more than we can afford. I am speaking to you as your attorney, not your husband. You could end up in prison for several weeks, maybe even several months.
I don't care, John. I can handle it.
Okay, now I'm speaking to you as your husband. You cannot handle it.
What the hell did you just say to me?
I'm the guy who sleeps next to you every night, and I see how many times you have to, fluff your pillows. You spend a solid 5 minutes of it every night. And if they aren't fluffy enough, oh well, you gotta go on a manhunt through the house, find the fluffier ones. You are not gonna be able to do that in prison, Alice.
I do not fluff for 5 minutes.
It's not the point. Okay. Let's just talk about this later. We need to get on the road, and I am getting worked up, and I don't like to drive in this state. So please, reach in the glove box, grab my John Denver 8-track, will ya? He always calms me down. You okay?
Yeah. Just thinking about kicking someone in the ping pong balls.
"1970. Abigail's house in Washington, D.C. She comes out of the kitchen. She is nervous and begins straightening the room. While adjusting a picture frame, she catches her reflection in the glass and realizes she needs to freshen up. She checks her watch for the time and then heads to the bathroom. We are once again taken to 1918. Young Abigail is pushing Alice's bassinet and situates it near the sofa. She looks concerned. She checks her watch for the time and then sits down on the sofa and picks up the telephone.
Yes, operator, could you connect me to Lucy Burns in Washington, D.C., please? It's an emergency. Thank you. Hello, Lucy, it's Abby. No, Alice Jr. is fine. It's actually Maggie I'm worried about. Well, she left earlier, and she said she needed to take a walk, but it's been a while, and she hasn't come back. A couple of hours? She didn't stop by to see you, has she? No, Alice Sr. hasn't heard from her or seen her either. Well, hopefully she'll be home soon. Oh, would you? Thank you so much, Lucy. No, do not worry about us. We're doing just fine. Just please let me know if you hear from Maggie. I will. All right, my dear. Bye-bye then. Oh, I'm sorry, my little darling. It is lunchtime, isn't it? I bet you fancy a nice warm bottle of milk. When you come to think of it, I'd like some tea.
One moment, I'll be right there. Oh, sweethearts, Please, do come in. It's so wonderful to see you.
Miss Abigail.
Oh,
Miss Abigail, you remember Sam, don't you?
of course I do. How could I forget your handsome beau? Come here, Cupcake.
Oh, no. Miss Abigail, we're not together.
You're not?
No, ma'am. My parents lived next door to Maggie, so Sarah and I grew up together.
Yeah, my parents call him the nerd they never had.
Oh, well, from the way she bossed you around when I was at the house, I figured she had you by the Longfellow. Come on in. I've made some tea. And have some cheese and crackers. They're on the table. Please, have a seat.
Sam wasn't staying, Miss Abigail.
Oh, Sam, darling, don't run off so quickly. Could I get you a nice cup of tea?
I'd love one, actually.
Wonderful. Please make yourselves comfortable. Oh, the washroom is right down the hall, right there if you need it. Do you have anything fun planned for this weekend?
Well, you all are spending time together today. I plan to check out the mall. I'm particularly excited about the National Archives.
Well, I don't usually see people so excited for the archives. I'm sorry, Cupcake. I don't mean to be rude, but Sarah, my goodness, you are your grandmother's grandchild. She was the only other person I've ever seen to use so much sugar in her tea.
Yeah, I got the Watson sweet tooth, though. Hopefully you never see my mother sweeten her coffee. You may get a cavity just watching that.
Hey, the archives house the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Those aren't documents you get to see every day. It's a librarian researcher's dream.
Yeah, I'm so happy you're going. Just promise me you're going to check out the 19th Amendment while you're there.
Yeah, there were some badass chicks who worked hard to get that amendment passed.
I'll say.
Well, maybe this is a good time for me to take my leave.
Alrighty then, Samuel. It's just about 1 p.m. You should have plenty of time to see the sights.
Sarah, I'll be back in a few hours to pick you up.
Yeah, that'll be good. Thanks, Sammy.
Miss Abigail, thanks for the tea and the extremely accurate compliment. I bid you adieu.
What a delightful young man. Oh, Sarah, excuse me for a moment. I'm going to use the privy. Help yourself to whatever you'd like. Cheese, crackers.
As Abigail uses the restroom, Sarah becomes legendary suffragist Lucy Burns, and we are back in 1918.
She's asleep, finally. I'm sorry, Luce. Maggie was the last to have tea this morning, and you know how she is with sugar.
Yeah, she's going to lose her teeth before she hits her 50s. It's fine. I don't mind my tea plain. Abby, I looked everywhere I could think of for her. Nothing is open. No one is out unless they're getting the groceries. There's no traffic. It's the nation's capital, for Christ's sake, and the streets are empty. Did you ever think we would see something like this in our lifetime?
No. It's unimaginable.
Yeah, it's happening right before our eyes. Can you think of anywhere else she might have gone? A friend in another town, maybe?
No, I don't know about any other friends, but what I do know is she left this house this morning threatening to get drunk, and here it is now, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and she hasn't come back. Maybe she did get sauced and is laying passed out in a ditch somewhere.
Okay, this may not bring you the solace you were looking for, but I don't know of many ditches in the neighborhood. Look, Abs, all the girls have been notified and everyone is watching out for her. Someone will find her.
Lucy, do not tell me you activated the National Women's Party emergency phone tree You know how Maggie is about having her dirty bloomers in the wind.
Hell yes, I did. This is an emergency, and please, Maggie Watson's bloomers be damned. Everyone has seen them anyway.
I'm sorry, what?
Before you, Abs, before you. Martha said she could help with the baby if you need. I'm not trying to imply that Maggie won't be coming through that door any moment now.
I'm going to go get us some more tea. I think we're going to need it.
Perhaps a splash of Pendleton in mine, if you don't mind. The situation calls for a little whiskey.
Lucy becomes Sarah again, and it's 1970. Sarah gets up and starts looking at the framed pictures that Abigail has on the walls. There's one that has caught her attention.
You both look beautiful here. Was it a special occasion?
Yes, the anniversary of the day we met.
I have something that belongs to you.
Oh, my word.
There are years' worth of letters here.
She actually read them.
Why wouldn't she have read them?
Oh. Out of all those years, this is the only response I ever received.
Abs, this is dated 1922. This is the only letter my grandmother ever sent to you? But you kept writing to her.
I did. And I was hopeful she would write again. And I was hopelessly in love with her. I still am.
Abigail, I have to confess something. I read your letters.
And your mother, did she read them?
No, but I have told her about them.
I imagine it must have been quite a shock.
It was actually the greatest thing I have ever read.
May I ask why? I mean, I'm delighted this is how you feel, but what?
Because the Watson sweet tooth isn't the only thing I have in common with my grandmother.
Of course. The young colored woman at the viewing.
Wait, what? Michelle? You saw her there?
Yes, I did. She was the only other person who used the side door. Sarah, keeping your love a secret is debilitating. Your grandmother and I had to hide our relationship, but we could hide in plain sight. You and Michelle, you must have to hide.
In the shadows.
It's paralyzing. Were you aware of the wedding rings?
How do you know?
I saw her take them off her finger before she went in to see you.
Yes, she told me. It's not what you think, but it is complicated.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure.
Sarah, you are too bright a spirit to be kept in the shadows.
Hey, pretty lady. Did you hear me when I came in?
Hey, Bun Bun. There you are. Mwah. I have been missing you.
I've missed you too. This is a cool little place.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it great? Lester's sister just opened it. I was just going over the show she wants me to be in.
Oh, yeah? What do you think?
I don't know, Sar. I mean, this show could be amazingly impactful if it had the right creative team.
Who's in mind to direct?
Oh, Lisa would direct.
Lisa?
Lester's sister.
Ah, okay, I guess that's convenient. I guess if I had my own theater, I would direct everything too.
Hey, you should take the script home with you and give it a read through. If you're interested, I know I can talk her into hiring you as artistic director.
You want me to come work with you at your sister-in-law's theater?
Come on, Sarah, you know it's not like that. This is a way for us to be together.
It sounds more like a way for us to work together. I assume Lester will be here too?
Yes? But that's only for show, you know that. Doesn't sound like you've made much movement on that front.
You just told me you married him 2 weeks ago.
I know, okay? Let's talk this out, because we're just going to remain in limbo until we do. What is really bothering you?
It's just that I've been thinking about how hard this has become. I mean, it's hard enough when you come home and we have to sneak around, but do your parents know about the marriage?
They do?
And what kind of marriage do they think it is?
A real one?
Of course, so that means you aren't planning on ever telling them about us.
No, we've been through this a million times.
And you're okay with them believing he's your husband and that you're in love with him?
Yes, I am. Because it gets my mother off my back about finding a good man. And I can just concentrate on my career. Look, bud, I am trying to be patient.
You're trying to be patient?
Yes, because this is like a broken record about my folks. They don't need to know you. Our life is not in Pittsburgh.
My life is. I am not moving back to New York City, Michelle. You knew this about me when we met, that I was going to go back to Pittsburgh and open the den. And you know what else? I am not going to continue to lie to my parents about who I am and who I love.
You cannot tell them about us, Sarah.
They are my parents, and I can tell them whatever the hell I want. Look, Michelle, you have been placing all of these rules and restrictions on me in this relationship since I moved back to Pittsburgh. And now, even in the places where we don't need to hide, like New York, and maybe even here in D.C., you've gone and shoved me further into the shadows because you married him.
But
And you say it's just for show one more time, I am going to clobber you.
But it is.
You didn't even have the decency to talk to me about it first. Do you get that? Informing me that you were getting married was an afterthought. I've become an afterthought to you. I mean, in some way or another, I have always been your secret. But by marrying him, you have decided that I will always be your second choice.
That isn't what I am doing, Sarah.
Yes, it is.
I am protecting my career. You don't know what it's like. God, we have been through this so many times. As a white bisexual woman, you do experience discrimination. But that is only if someone figures it out and decides to cause you harm. I am a black woman. And I am a lesbian. I am an afterthought everywhere I go. So don't talk to me about being left out of the conversation, Sarah.
I'm so sorry that we live in a fucked up world. That I didn't make you an afterthought. I've spent our entire relationship trying to get you to stop hiding.
No. You've spent our entire relationship ignoring the fact that you are dating a black woman. You don't get it, Sarah, because you're white.
Oh, give me a break.
You have never been denied anything because of the color of your skin.
I can't help that I'm white, Michelle. And what does this have to do with you deciding to marry a man? Because that is really what this is about.
That what this is about for you. If we are going to be together, I need you to understand.
Understand what? Why you want to have a secret relationship with me?
I don't want to have a secret relationship with you, but that is the world we live in, Sarah! You talk about rules and restrictions. Yeah! There are rules and restrictions in this relationship because society will not allow us to be together.
I don't give a damn what society thinks!
And you are free to think that way because of the color of your skin. I don't have that luxury. I have to live within the rules and restrictions. If I don't, I could lose everything.
But I'm so tired of hiding, Michelle. I mean, I want you to know my family. And for me to know yours and to just be able to be together. No beards, no shadows, just... no more.
You will never understand. I married him because I had no other choice. If I want to be successful in this industry, the powers that be must believe I am straight.
I want you to be successful because you were an amazing actress. But there's just no room for me in your world unless I agree to be shoved back into the closet. I'm sorry, but I will not be kept down like that.
And there it is.
There's what?
Being with me is keeping you down.
Oh, Mish. It is.
I think you should go.
I just don't understand what you want from me.
I want you to go, Sarah! Now!
Well, there you are. You look exhausted.
And you look like you're not in prison for once. Congratulations. Hey, Dad. Sam.
Hey, Sunshine. You want a drink?
Yes, please. Whiskey sour.
I didn't know you started drinking that.
Okay, your vibe is so not jiving with me right now. What happened in court today?
I'm here, aren't I?
Should have taken the bet.
You bet on me?
I wanted to, but she wouldn't go for it.
She did fine. But the judge gave your mother a warning.
Oh, God. Can I have my drink before I hear this?
I'll get it. Whiskey sours all around?
Well, I'm not quite a lesbian octogenarian, but who loves the whiskey sours, but what the heck, I'll have one. Alice, I think you should have one too, take the edge off.
Good idea.
Be right back.
I hear things went well with Abigail this afternoon.
Yeah, I really like her. I can see why Grandma loved her so much. Does it bother you that they were together?
No, it doesn't bother me. I'm happy to know that my mother had happiness and companionship at one point in her life. I'm just confused about a lot of it.
Thanks, Sammy.
Let's raise a toast. To Maggie and to whatever we may learn tomorrow.
To Maggie.
To Maggie!
A shame.
Okay, now, what happened?
Well, for starters, Doherty was there, and he had a few choice words to say about your mom that didn't exactly paint her in the best light.
What a surprise.
But she did well. I have a bruise the size of Pennsylvania on my leg from the death grip she had on me, but otherwise...
You mentioned something about a warning?
Yeah, so basically if you march, I'm going to jail.
Well, that's nothing new. It's your home away from home.
They are not giving her a permit to close the streets, so if she marches, it'll be an obstruction of traffic charge, and she will go to prison for a while. Possibly a few months.
What a complete load of bullshit this whole thing is. Okay, all right. Let's change the subject before I get upset. Okay? Thanks. So, what did you do after the meeting with Abigail? Sam said you went to see a friend.
Wait, I didn't know you had friends in D.C.
I don't. It was with Michelle. She's in town checking out a theater where she may do a show.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm glad you, had the chance to see one another. Everything all right with you guys?
No, not really, but this may not be the best time to get into it with what happened at court this morning and this weekend being about Mom and learning more about Grandma.
Come on, Sarah, you can tell us. To be honest, I could use the mental distraction, and what happened on Doctor Who last night just wasn't cutting it. Sorry, Sammy.
So what happened? Did you two have a disagreement?
You can say that.
What about?
Okay, I guess I'm doing this. There's something I've been wanting to tell you guys for a while now, but I couldn't. Maybe I should say the circumstance wouldn't allow me to tell you. My friendship with Michelle is a bit complex, that it isn't really a friendship at all.
Oh, hon, I'm sorry. It's hard to lose a friend.
Some friends are here for a reason, some only a season.
Oh yeah, Sam, which kind of friend are you? Anyway, that's not what I mean, Mom. It isn't friendship because it's a relationship. A romantic relationship.
Yeah, we get that, honey.
You do? Yeah. I mean, we do. Absolutely.
And?
Sarah, I've known this about you for a long time, and I suspected it about your relationship with Michelle.
You have?
Wait, you have? Wait, what? What exactly is it you've known?
That our daughter is open-minded and open-hearted enough to fall in love with the soul of a person, male or female.
Why have you never told me this before?
I think the better question is, why have you never told us this before?
I think the better question is, Alice, why haven't you ever told me before?
I assumed you knew. How could you not?
I was just waiting for her and Sam to figure out they were in love with each other.
What?
Ew, Dad, no.
Ooh.
Ew. She's like my sister, damn it.
Okay. All right, I get it. I get it now.
So what's going on with you and Michelle?
Well, it's always been complicated with her staying in New York and me moving back home. But the long distance was doable. We made it work. But when she came back to Pittsburgh for Grandma's funeral, things were different. Because we're a mixed couple, we needed to be extra secretive, extra hidden. And she was adamant that her family wouldn't accept me because I'm white and a woman. And that you guys wouldn't accept her.
Wait, but she doesn't even know us.
I tried to tell her that you both would be cool with her being a black woman and us being a couple. But she felt it was too risky. When we were in New York City, it was different. And she was different. And she's like a completely different person there. I mean, I'm just me no matter where I am. But She doesn't feel that comfortable, I guess.
And
And I'm pretty sure that I don't want to be a part of it anymore.
and
Sam!
I have a feeling we aren't hearing the entire story.
Is there something more, Sarah?
Yes, there is. So, when Michelle came home for Grandma's funeral, she told me that under the recommendation of her manager, she should get married.
Wait, I don't follow. Why would she need to get married?
Because if casting directors think she's a lesbian, they won't cast her.
What the hell does her sexuality have to do with her ability to play a part?
Doesn't make sense to me either, Mom.
Men have been playing women in the theater for hundreds of years. What a patriarchal crock of shit.
So, what is she going to do about it?
Well, she got married.
And how are you feeling about this?
Well, it's a sham marriage. She married a mutual friend of ours who's also a gay actor, so I imagine it benefits him too. And if she would have talked to me about it before doing it, I found her wedding rings in her purse. Was she ever going to tell me?
All right, this relationship is overly complicated, and you are not a complicated person, Sunshine.
Well, thanks, Dad. I think.
Well, what I mean is, you know who you are and what you want. And this doesn't sound anything like I've ever heard you say you wanted.
I agree with your dad, hon. This doesn't sound like you. So, have you decided what you're gonna do?
I don't think there's anything I can do, but have another drink.
all right. Another round for everyone?
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Of course, we love you.
Just that simple.
I really do love her. I know it may sound foolish, but I always thought I would come first, even before all these outside influences. I thought I was her magical girl.
Oh. Sarah, no. You're our magical girl.
(1918) DC, Abigail's living room.
I'm coming. Just a second. Okay. Oh. Alice, Lucy. I was just putting the baby down. Why don't you come on in? Can I get you some tea or maybe a Coca-Cola? And you can take off your masks now. You're inside.
No, thank you, but what you can do is sit yourself down. We need to talk.
But
nothing. Have a seat.
why does this feel wrong? What's going on? What do you know? Have you heard from her?
She called Alice.
What? When?
Hey, Alice.
It was last night, around 2 in the morning. I wrestled over whether I should call you right away, but I thought it was best to wait.
What did she say?
She's not coming back, Abby.
What the hell do you mean she's not coming back? And why didn't she call me and tell me that herself? And what about Alice Jr.?
It disturbs me to have to say this to you, Abby, but it seems that Alice Jr. is the problem.
Excuse me?
She doesn't feel like she can do it.
She doesn't feel like she can do it.
That sounds more like a problem with Maggie, not the baby.
I don't feel like I can do it either half the time, but I figure it out because that child needs me.
I agree with you, Abigail. Maggie just has not been acting like herself.
She's acting like an ass, that's what she's doing.
Lucy.
We will help you, Abby.
Of course we will. With anything that you need. Anything at all.
I need Maggie. Alice needs Maggie.
I don't know, Abs. If Maggie's the kind of woman who walks away from her daughter and leaves you with all of her responsibilities without so much as a word, maybe you're both better off without her.
Abby, what happened to Maggie at Occoquan? Well, she just hasn't been herself since the day they let her out of there.
Oh, come on, Alice. We've all done time at Occoquan, and we've all been treated like hell there.
But none of us have gone through what she went through. I'm so sorry, Abigail. I wish we could make it better.
Abby, look at me. You're going to be all right.
Oh, I am so sorry. We did not mean to wake her. Shall I get her?
Abby, if you think about it, you've been through much harder things than this. We will all be here to help you.
I'm not worried about myself, Lucy. I'm worried about Alice Jr. What am I going to tell her about her mother?
You tell her that she is the luckiest girl in the world because you and your hundreds of friends were given the honor of raising her.
Just a sec. Just a sec. Oh dear, everybody's... Oh, good morning, my dears. Don't you all look chipper today? Come on in. Please come in. Hello, sweet Sarah, my girl.
Morning, Your Majesty.
Oh, Cupcake.
Cupcake.
That's right, Cupcake.
Alice, I am so happy you're here. May I give you a hug? Please, come in and make yourselves at home. John, hello again, sir.
Hello, Miss Abigail. It's good to see you again. I'm just going to set the suitcase over here, if you don't mind.
Absolutely fine, John. Now, I have some tea and some goodies on the table, so please help yourself. My home is your home. Oh, and I also made a pot of coffee if anybody's a bean drinker.
I'll have a cup of coffee.
Coffee would be great. Thank you, Miss Abigail.
Okay, then. Help yourself to the pastries. I will be right back.
How you doing, Mom?
I can't help but feel that I've been here before. Feels a little like deja vu.
That may be a good place to start with Abigail.
I have so many questions. I should have written them down.
Just talk with her, hon. I get the feeling she's willing to talk with you about everything.
Should I be here?
What?
I mean, this is a very personal conversation, and I'm not really family, so I don't
Samuel
think I
Miller,
should...
you've never said a more ding-batted thing. My mother loved you, and we love you. Yes, you are a real member of this family, and yes, I want you here. Now, sit down and eat your cinnamon bun.
All right, lovies. Here you both go. Allie girl, sugar's on the table. Sorry, force of habit. So, where do we even begin?
I was just mentioning to them that this place, feels so familiar. Like I've been here before.
Well, Alice, your intuition serves you well. You have been here before. In fact, you were born here.
Abby, the baby is coming.
I was born here in this house.
Yes, you were. Right here on the floor, as a matter of fact.
Okay, just let me call the midwife.
There's no time for that. The baby is coming now.
Okay, this is really happening. Okay, just wait a minute, Max.
Wait, how am I supposed to wait?
I need to get something to wrap the baby in.
Oh,
This'll do.
what are you doing?
I'm laying down newspaper to protect the floors and to wrap the baby in.
Stop worrying about the goddamn floors and help me.
Yes, my dear, I'm here. Okay. Oh, okay, I see it. Okay, the baby's coming. Okay, I see the head. Okay. Oh, sweet Lord. Okay, Maggie, just push. Oh, she's here. Oh, my stars and garters, Maggie, she's beautiful.
Is it a girl?
Yes, darling. Perfect angel. Did you decide what her name is?
Alice Lucy Watson.
Alice Lucy Watson. Oh, what a strong name. She has the activist spirit in her eyes. I can see it already. Oh, it won't be long before Alice will have her out on the line. You just watch.
Abby?
Yes, darling?
Go call the midwife.
All right, the midwife. Let me go call her.
What about my father? I know he died in the war, but did he know about me?
I'm not sure. As I mentioned, she never really talked about him.
You and Maggie were happy though, right?
Oh, yes, we were so happy.
How did the two of you meet, if I may ask?
Oh, of course. You can ask me anything. I will never forget the day I met her. She was the most strikingly beautiful woman I had ever seen. I was sent by Alice Paul, the founder of the National Woman's Party, down to escort a woman who was being released from jail that morning. She had been arrested for getting into a kerfluffle at a protest with a representative from the D.C. mayor's office.
Well, doesn't that sound familiar?
Does?
Mom's been having an ongoing kerfluffle with our mayor in Pittsburgh.
Well, like mother, like daughter. What over, may I ask?
I want to hold a protest in March during the Women's Strike for Equality at the end of the month, and the mayor is refusing to give me a permit to close the streets.
Well, honey, if there's only one piece of advice that I can give you, screw him and do it anyway.
I like you.
All right, Ms. Abigail, please, go on. We all want to hear the story of how you met Maggie.
Okay, then. Well, like I already mentioned, Alice asked me to go to the D.C. jail and escort your mom. So,
Excuse me. Excuse me, officer. I'm here to pick up someone who's being released today.
Name.
Mine or hers?
Hers.
Magdalena Watson.
Are you Magdalena Watson? A frequent flyer. Watson!
Thank you for the hospitality, officers. That worn-out mattress, the one that smells, the worn-out mattress on the metal cot, you know the ones. The one covered in piss stains and stinks like BOs. Highest remarks as always, you pug-ugly simps. Wait a minute. Hold on. Who the hell are you?
Abigail Stevens. I'm good friends with Alice. She asked me to come down and escort you.
Where's Antoinette?
Antoinette. I don't know who that is. Hey, what's that you're doing there? I prefer people to look me in the eyes when talking to me, if you don't mind.
Ah, yes, your eyes. They are gorgeous. Are they gray?
Well, I mean, sometimes they can look that way.
Well, what a lovely way to be let out of jail. Hopefully you'll be back the next time as well.
Go there a lot, do you?
Oh, don't act so innocent, Abs. Anyone's friends with Alice Paul spends time in the jail. I'm pretty sure it's a requirement.
I think you might be right about that.
Uh-huh, so you've been.
Yes, but in England, not here.
Just you wait. It's only a matter of time. How were the accommodations across the pond, anyway?
About the same, I'm sure.
And what were you in for?
Well, we were protesting on the rooftop of a building close by to where the king was giving a public address.
Oh my god, that was you!
What was me?
You threw the rotten squash at the king. That story is legendary in suffragette circles.
No, I did not mean to hit the king. I wanted to hit the pavement next to him, but I've always had terrible aim.
Either way, you're a legend here, Your Majesty.
It was an accident, honestly.
Didn't it knock the crown right off his head?
Yes.
Well, I think we have a lot in common, Abigail Stevens.
Think we just may, Maggie Watson.
You're still holding my hand.
Huh. How about that?
Would you care to join me for a bite to eat? I need some sustenance.
Okay. But you have got to wash up first.
Did you really do that to the King of England?
I did. It really was an accident. But yes, I did. I spent 3 nights in a London prison, and I have the article from the Daily Telegraph around here somewhere.
The connection with prison runs deep in this family, doesn't it?
Oh, activism is what runs deep, and all good activists go to jail. If they don't, they're just not doing it right.
Amen to that. Abby, it's great to hear these stories about you and my mother. It's just so difficult to picture her like that.
Like what? Happy?
Yes, exactly. That just wasn't a side of her that we saw very much, if at all.
Alice, she really was very happy back then. And she was so excited when we moved in here. We both were. It wasn't common for women to own a home back then. We rented it first, but then the owner wanted to sell, so we bought it.
Come on, Maggie, sweetheart. Let me carry you over that threshold.
What? Oh, no. Come on now, Maggie. You won't be able to carry me. Oh, see, I told you, you loony bird. Now that's enough. I can just walk through the door.
Oh, no, you do not. This is the first time we're walking through these doors as homeowners, and I want to do it the proper way.
I don't think there is a proper way for you and I.
Oh, yes, there is. Jump on.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. I want to carry my lady across the threshold of our new home, so Jump on. Welcome home, my love.
Welcome home.
Here. Alice, look at this picture. This was the day we became homeowners. She was so proud, she hung the National Women's Party banner out of our second floor window.
Oh my God, that's the banner that was in the trunk. Here, wait a second.
Oh my! I haven't seen this in a long time. Some 40 years, I believe.
There's something else in there we thought you would like to see.
Oh. Oh, I know you said that this was kept in a trunk in the attic for a long, long time. But I swear I can still smell her perfume.
Abigail, can you tell me what this is?
This was also in the trunk?
Yes.
So, we're just a little confused about the date on the back of the photo. It says it was taken here in 1921.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. That would be correct.
But my mother moved to Pennsylvania in 1918, and after that you lost touch, so how could I have been here with you?
Alice, I wish I didn't have to be the one to tell you this.
Tell me what?
You were here with me in 1921, but Maggie was not.
I don't understand.
Darling girl, in the summer of 1918, your mother was not well.
What do you mean she wasn't well?
If you remember, when I was at the house, we talked about how that was the time of the Spanish flu epidemic. Maggie didn't have the flu.
Well, then what was wrong with her?
I am not quite sure. She hadn't been herself for a while. She was lethargic and despondent, and she stopped caring about everything. About herself, about suffrage, about me, and about you, Alice.
Now that sounds like the Maggie I knew.
One morning she went out for a walk, and she never came back. Not for a long time.
She walked out on you?
And me?
She walked out
on
on
me?
She walked out on us, Allie girl.
So you took care of me?
From the moment you were born until the moment she returned.
When did she come back?
1922. Do you remember anything about that time?
Nothing specific, no.
4 years. For 4 years, it was you, me, and 100 other suffragists against the world.
Your hundreds of friends.
Here, dear. This is you and I at the National Party headquarters. To my immediate right is Alice Paul. Next to her is Lucy Burns. When I was at the house for the wake, you asked me if you were named after them.
And you said you didn't know.
I wasn't sure at the time how much I should say, and I'm sorry I didn't answer you then. But you are their namesake, hon.
Holy smokes, Miss Al. You were literally part of the women's suffragist movement.
Well, I didn't do anything. I was just a baby.
Oh, poppycock, my girl. Every day that we went into that office, you were an inspiration for us all, to keep doing what we were doing. Our fight was going to impact your life for the better, and that kept many of us motivated.
Could maybe that have been why my mother left? Because with a baby, with me, she couldn't do what she wanted.
You never let having me stop you.
That's right, Sarah. Maggie had all the same friends I did. Help was here if she had only asked. But something else was going on with her. Your mother was an extremely complicated person.
I'll say.
Grandma?
Oh, Maggie?
I guess I don't need to tell you that, do I?
Sammy, you look like you're about to bust a gasket over there. What's going on?
Just doing a little math in my head.
That explains it.
I was just thinking, Ms. Al was born in 1918, so that means Maggie had to be pregnant in 1917. But you two were still together then.
That's correct.
And Maggie left in 1918. World War I started in 1914 and ended in 1918. And Miss Al's father died sometime in the war. You know when?
Nope, I don't.
Well, it must have been at the beginning of the war.
That's what I
No,
initially
no,
thought
wait.
too.
Right.
But you said you and my grandmother got together in 1915?
What are we not being told?
Did she cheat on you?
Oh, no, she did not cheat on me.
Then how did she become pregnant? There's something you're not telling me.
No. I'm telling you everything I remember.
Whatever it is you can tell me.
Alice, you're right. There is something I'm not telling you. But it's not because I'm trying to hide anything. It's because it's very difficult to me to say.
Does this have to do with my father? Are you afraid that what you have to say will upset me?
Oh, my dear, it'll break your heart.
It's okay, Abby. We're all here for her.
We'll handle it, whatever it is.
Your mom, as you can probably imagine, was not afraid of a fight. She was known to throw a punch in a situation if it called for it. But believe me, there were many times, especially on the Sentinel line, that it called for it.
The Sentinel line?
Yes, ma'am. The Silent Sentinels were a group of suffragettes that would go out and protest in front of the White House. We would carry these huge protest signs against Wilson, demanding our right to vote. And sometimes the protest could get volatile. The men then, they just couldn't tolerate us standing up and using our voices. They would try to silence us any way they could. And they would spit on us, throw things at us. Some would grab our signs from out of our hands and shove us. And it wasn't just the men. Some of the women would do it too. One day Maggie and I were on the line and this guy kept pestering me, just being obnoxious. And I could tell your mother was about to lose her composure. He started to get handsy with me, and that was it. Maggie dropped her sign, and out of the corner of my eye, I could see it coming. Bam! She punched him dead in the face, and he fell flat on his ass.
Whoa, Mom!
The resemblance between the two of you is actually starting to become scary.
The other men around who saw her do this came rushing over and grabbed her and started dragging her through the street toward Lafayette Park.
Dragging her? Didn't anyone try to stop it?
There were police on horseback, but they didn't do anything. The crowd followed, and of course, I was running after them, screaming my damn head off. I had seen this happen to Alice Sr., and before I knew if they got to Maggie to the park, it wouldn't be good.
What happened to Alice Sr.?
They beat her within a damn inch of her life.
And my mom?
Same thing, honey. Same thing.
Excuse me. I need to get some air.
Sam?
Don't worry. I'm fine. Go on without me.
Should someone go after him?
Oh, he probably just needs a few minutes. He'll be fine.
Go on, Abby, please.
Well, then the police decided to actually do something. They broke up the crowd, pushing them out of the park. Your mom was on the ground, practically unconscious. I tried to get her up, but I couldn't lift her. Next thing I knew, 2 police officers came over and yanked her away. She could barely stand, and they slapped a pair of handcuffs on her.
What? Why?
They said she threw the first punch and would be spending the night in jail.
And the men who beat her, did they get arrested too?
No, they never did.
Oh, so how was the next morning when she got out?
She didn't get out.
But they said one night.
The next morning, your mother went before the judge and refused to pay the bail.
What? Why?
And that was common practice for us. If we were arrested and brought in front of a judge, we wouldn't pay it, as it would be seen as an admission of guilt. I didn't see her again for another month.
A month?
And when she came through this door, I didn't recognize her.
What the hell happened to her in there?
You have to understand, Maggie was one of Alice Sr.'s champion proteges.
What does that mean?
It means she wasn't going to post bail. And while she was in jail, if the situation called for it, she wasn't going to eat. And it called for it.
She didn't eat for a month?
She went on a hunger strike, and when she got home, she had lost over 20 pounds.
Why on earth did they hold her so long?
I believe they wanted to make an example out of her. Maggie wouldn't have wanted Alice to give in for her sake. Now, it's been rumored there may have been some backroom dealings between Alice Sr. and the warden at Occoquan to get Maggie released, but Alice Sr. never admitted to it. Alice, sweetheart, I can't speak to all of the atrocities your mother endured while in there. She never spoke of them to me. But I can tell you that she was never the same after that. A little while after she got home, she began not feeling well. She was getting sick a lot, and I decided that she'd caught the Spanish flu while in jail, until a few months went by, and we realized she was pregnant.
So what you're saying is that my mom was raped in that prison, and that I'm...
Alice.
Don't touch me, please, John. I need to get out of here for a few minutes.
I'll go after her.
Outside of Abigail's house, Sam is leaning on a tree, a few houses down from Abigail's. He's not seen by Alice and John, but he hears everything they say.
Al? Alice? I have you, Alice. Oh, I've got you.
John, my mother.
I know, my love.
What she went through, my God.
It's terrible. Al,
They
I
beat
have
her.
no words.
They beat her, and they raped her, and they broke her into pieces. And what about me, John? I'm one of those pieces that just floated around inside of her broken heart, never able to connect. You said she wanted me.
She did want you, Alice. She was confused at first, but once you were here, she did want you. Through no fault of your own, she just didn't know how to connect with you. And I believe that was something she just couldn't face, and that's why she ran.
I must have been a constant reminder of the violence. I was born for the brutality waged against my mother. How could she connect to me?
And yet, my dear, the two of you are so strongly connected. In here. You have her warrior spirit. I honestly believe that how you came into this world influences your desire to fight for it. You have spent your life fighting for the rights of women, just like Maggie, and dare say even because of her. I know you have felt that you never knew her, but I was there. I lived and breathed for that woman. I knew her better than anyone. If you'll let me, I'll spend the rest of my days making sure you get to know her too.
Are you okay?
This is so much to take in. Alice, why don't you come back inside and let's take it easy for a minute.
And that's an excellent idea, John. I'll put on some tea, and we can just relax. Hang loose, as the kids say.
I'll be in shortly. I just need a minute to myself.
Sure, hon.
I love you, Mom.
I love you too, my girl.
Oh.
Hey, I can't hear you. How's it going?
Music is loud in here.
Yeah, totally. It's a party.
I need another piece of poster board.
Another one? Carol, this is like your third one. What happened on that one? Women untie? Untie what? Their shoes?
I don't know what happens. I get nervous, and for some reason, I just make stupid.
I wouldn't say they're stupid mistakes, just, cute ones. Okay, here is your last piece of poster board. If you get cute with this one, that's it. You're cut off.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Hey, maybe when you finish up, you can come spot check me.
I'll be right there.
So, what are you thinking, Al?
I'm thinking our mayor is a real peckerhead, and that's what I'm thinking.
Agreed.
I wish Marcia would have come through for me.
Marcia? Wait, Marcia as in Doherty's secretary?
Mm-hmm.
Alice, what did you ask her to do?
I mean, she signs his signature 1,000,000 times a day, so...
You asked her to give you a permit and sign his name to it?
Yes, I did.
You asked the mayor's secretary to commit forgery.
I asked her to take one for the team. She's one of us.
Alice!
She didn't do it, John. Relax.
Oh, thank God.
What do you think I should do?
You're actually asking me what I think about this?
Yes, I am.
Well, given the looks of it in there, you've already made up your mind.
They want to march.
Do they know what it means for you?
Yes?
Do you want to go through with it?
You didn't answer my question. What do you think about it?
I think I would understand if you decided to do it. And, well, we'll deal with whatever happens.
My mother wouldn't have even had to think twice about this. She would just do it. Just like Abby said, screw him and do it anyway.
Those women were fearless. Maggie was fearless. And Alice, you are fearless.
I am fearless, aren't I?
You were raised by 100 suffragists. How could you not be?
That's right. And you know what else I was?
What?
I was born on a floor.
That's right. You were.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. All right, ladies. Are we ready to do this?